Ladies and gentlemen, Berlin is under siege, and with that, disaster saves are back on the menu.
Therefore,
as Germany in 1940, things are not looking too hot. First of all, we're boomers. Second of all, we've lost a good proportion of our land and we're well on our way to capitulation. But there is good news. We still have an economy of sorts. Yeah, I can make this work. And we still have an army of sorts. Let's look at this. So that's a lot of units named elite. If you're going to name something elite, it cannot be the majority of your army. The majority of your army is made up of divisions named elite. That's not how that works. You need a battle line unit, so a frontline holder, and elite units to do the attacks or strategic operations. You're an economy that can handle many things, but this is maybe too much. Now, that said, let's look at what your elites actually look like. Oh my god, what am I looking at? Right, your combat width is off. Not by a lot, but your combat width is off. The design is awful. You don't do nearly enough soft attack to justify the cost of this unit. What would happen if I were to remove those, remove one of those, remove one of those? 18 width. Can I afford that? I can afford this expense, but I don't have any fuel, so I don't want to use the medium self-propelled air anyway. Anyway, I'm going to remove everything from the queue. That fixes our 0 manpower issue. This will do. So this is the basic infantry division Germany starts with. This is fine. This is perfectly fine as a normal frontline unit that just stands there and fills the ranks. It can take punishment. It has a decent amount of org. It can do a little bit of damage. It can get entrenchment. You can make it better by adding support anti-air, and later on, when you can afford to, add, let's say, 1 artillery to it, so it has a little bit of bite to it. It has sufficient combat width. It has sufficient organization, and the AA means it is robust enough to withstand CAS. Well, in single player at least. Unfortunately, I can't afford any of that, so we'll stick with the basic infantry, and we're going to switch out all of these units over to the infantry division. So I get a lot of stuff back, still lacking support equipment, still lacking infantry equipment. It is what it is, and we'll do the same here. Units are all swapped over. I will no longer be wasting fuel on my frontline units. That's one issue gone. In terms of our stockpiles, I think I'm still lacking a little bit of artillery. I'm lacking a lot of guns and support equipment and trains. So production, I need lots of infantry equipment. Yes, I need a lot of support equipment, maybe not that much. I will not be building interwar medium AA tank D. No, I don't want the D. I will need improved artillery. Let's bring this down to 5. 10 on that, 10 on that. Yes, I will want fighters. I'll put 2 on... leave it on 3 on trucks, and I'll add a factory or 5 for anti-air. I will be bringing anti-air into the mix, and I'm gonna need 1 factory or at least 1 factory on trains. Otherwise we have no trains, which would also not be great. So let's make it something like this. Once these factories have been filled out and things are looking slightly better for Reich, I would like to shift my production towards something thicker. I think you got these from your treaty with the Soviets. All right, let's see what we can make out of these. I like fast tanks. Close support gun's gonna have to... No, actually, not close support gun. Let's put a damn howitzer in there. Let's add some sloped armor. I know, it's suboptimal. I like it. Medium and maintenance. Okay, this is not great. It's got no reliability. What if I switch that out for wet ammo storage? It's better, but not much. Torsion bar, then. All right, a torsion bar. I can make a torsion bar work, but it's so slow. Big oof, but it's cheap. It's gonna have to do. I'll start making these with Daimler-Benz. Not the world's greatest tank, but, well, your research isn't great either, so it's something to work with. The important lesson here is standardize your battle line, and if you're in a situation like this where you absolutely have no luxury in terms of what you can do, fall back to a good front line and a few specialist units. Now, I'm tempted to start consolidating these units because they are on virtually no strength. So the unit has a fighting strength of 29%. Let's say this one. That means it only has 29% of the stats. These are quite bad, but fortunately, since they're just infantry for line holding, even if their stats are quite bad, they should still be sufficient to hold until until I get my deficits sorted out. We've been pushed, so let's see if we can get back to the Rhine at any point. That would be great. And from there, we'll see. Doctrines. So you've gone strategic destruction. I prefer battlefield support, but doesn't matter that much. I can switch this over later. I'll take multi-altitude flying for extra agility. You've got centralized control and aircrew service. It's fine, and I'll use just what remains of the Air Force over Germany on interception. Just shoot down enemy bombers until we get like air superiority again. Everything else, like the tacticals and the transports, I'm just gonna delete. I don't use them personally. I prefer to have things streamlined. Speaking of streamlined, you're out of fuel and you're still exercising the Navy while at war, out in the open. Are you insane? Don't do that. Secondly, your surface ships should have zero submarines attached to them. Submarines are very, very slow compared to even the slowest surface vessel. They will slow them down to the point that they are no longer effective. So I'm going to split off all your subs and put them in their own little fleet. I'll reorganize them and I'll bunch up your surface fleet into the Hochseeflotte. I will put them back into port and not touch them for a bit because we need oil. So that's the military situation. Production is also sorted. Construction. You're not building anything. We'll build mills. We'll build a lot of mills in Saxony, Brandenburg, Ostmark, wherever, really. And then we'll retake our territory. Okay. We have political power to spend. Let's get radio propaganda and domestic film industry. Masterpiece indeed. Gets our war support up, which in turn gets our stability up. I'm also going to grab war bonds to get us a little bit of an industrial boost. Other stuff here, not super important. It's okay-ish. We can fix it. Von Fritsch is getting replaced by Schorner, infantry expert. There we go. You've gone Grand Battle Plan. I've seen that on the Reddit a billion times, how Grand Battle Plan is the superior, mathematically superior doctrine. I think it's a crutch. I don't like it. In fact, I think it is beneath me. I just don't like the way it plays. You've invested in this significantly. I am not. I'm going to, I think, gonna go back over to mobile warfare and get my tanks in order. Focuses. We're locked out of half our stuff because we've lost too much territory. I see you have done the Man-Sudetenland, but we certainly don't own the Sudetenland. Even on non-historical, there's a very, 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 very tiny chance of Czechoslovakia saying no, unless you started a war before. I think you've started a war before, and that is why Czechoslovakia said no, which is annoying. Trade, we need steel. Fortunately, the Swedes are still willing to play ball, and we need a little bit of rubber. We can get that pretty much anywhere, and we'll get fuel from Romania. Let's see what happens when we unpause. Well, we don't instantly die, and a lot of our strength bars have filled up a little bit because of our switches in unit composition, so our deficits are not as massive as before. Researching is fine, this is fine. So you've kept up to date with guns, with your engineering. This is a bit of a trap. So if you're going with the electronic engineering stuff, you can get the first one, obviously very good. Second one is debatable because you spend a lot of time researching it, and you spend so much time researching it that the bonus isn't really worth it. And from then on out, it just becomes less and less worth it as you go down this, because by the time you get it, there's only so much stuff that's left to research. Is it really that valuable to have that bonus? Well, you could use the slot for something else, yada yada yada. I recommend just taking the first one and then just do other things. Air is good. I want heavy machine guns so I can get better air. This is all up to date. This is all up to date. You've done nothing for tanks. I do want tanks. I'm grabbing tanks first, sorry. Improved small airframes, yes. Engines 3, yes. Everything else also yes. Okay, so this is good enough. Battle plan. Hold in the east, take out the west. France, while communist, is still just France. I am going to make sure your garrisons get filled and your reinforcements get filled, and we'll train up an additional 8 units to fully fill out all the units we currently have in the field, so all armies would then be fully trained. For the foreseeable future, I think I'm going to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs, unfortunately. I'll defend my own coastline and do nothing else until we've got things sorted out. We're trading favorably in the air, so if I'm careful with my air force, we should eventually achieve parity and then superiority. The Hungarians. Okay, I'm gonna request their forces. They are my puppet. They're useless, but I'm gonna request their forces. And I'll put them over there. So they at least defend themselves well. And I can, if lucky, snipe a couple of tiles from the French. And then the Romanians... Oh, God, you're just as bad. Okay, so the Romanians actually do have quite a few divisions. That's an impressively large army. And Rundstedt can lead them. Sorry, just reorganizing everything a little bit. I don't want to rely on the Romanian and Hungarian AI to manage themselves because they're terrible at it. I'll take command and we'll see from there. The Hungarians send me 10,000 guns. That should help. Why are you selling things? Clear it all out. Buy equipment. That's what we're gonna do. Find someone who's selling a lot of guns. Hungary is selling 5,000 guns. You know what? Buy them. There we go. 3 deliveries to get 5,000 guns. It's better than not getting 5,000 guns. And I'll build a couple of destroyers, I guess. It's nice to get a little bit of an extra surface fleet. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get Vienna back. It would be funny. That is a lot of victory points and factories and manpower I could get out of it. Speaking of manpower, I'm gonna go back to extensive conscription. Manpower is not an issue right now. Definitely not if I can retake some land. Swedish trade agreement, hopefully that works out. Other focus is Tannenbaum. No. Naval rearmament. No. None of these really. Tactical air effort. All right, Sweden accepts our deal. That means I don't need to trade for steel and tungsten or chromium anymore. So I get all the resources here in Norrbotten. They're mine. If I just had a couple of tanks, like actual tank divisions I could punch out, because I know what you were trying to do here. It's some sort of weird Space Marine vibe, and I'm not going to tell you how to play. You play however you want, baby. It's your game. I am going to switch these out slowly as I get more army experience. I'm going to switch these over to medium tank. Actually, I want to do this after I've saved up some army experience, but I'll just show you quickly what I'll be designing. It's not going to be super expensive. It's going to be expensive-ish, but it's going to be reasonably okay. So, more or less this. I would remove the recon, though. Yeah, something probably close to this. Maintenance companies could be all right. Not really all that important. Depends on what you want, really. If you want to go big balls out, why not? So, this is what I get. A 30 combat width unit with sufficient org. So, the org right now is 26, but that's because I don't have the tank-focused doctrines. If I have the correct doctrines, I would have more than 30 org and more tanks than motorized. You can switch the ratio of motorized to tanks around to get your organization up if you're lacking in doctrines, or just start removing support companies. They also take up organization. That's not for now because I don't have any tanks. I have 20 medium tanks and I'm making 1 per week. So we're going to be here for a while. Let's put the speed up and see where we end up. At least the front is stable. We've more or less stabilized here. Ooh, I can push out a tile. Why not? Let's see. Ah, first encirclement of the game. It is achieved. It's donezo. That's great. It's 1 unit destroyed. That beats not destroying a unit. So whenever I see an opportunity, like a crack in the French line, I will take it and I will attack, trying to either force them back, create an encirclement, whatever. I just need to retake more and more and more of my own land to get more and more and more access to manpower and industry. Still, I can make use of this. Steady infantry advance can definitely work. As long as you don't allow the enemy to recover, you can do significant damage here. Because as long as they don't get like a couple of days or a couple of hours where no combat happens, they never get enough orc to stop your unit. So you can keep pushing until they either outrun your front line so they have more units than you have, or until they get to like a river and it becomes too difficult to push because your units have exhausted themselves in the offensive. Speaking of exhausting myself, I am starting to overstretch my line. Yeah, I kind of want to take Blaskowitz's troops and put them over there. The west needs additional men because that front's getting longer. How is training going? Slowly, because I don't have enough guns. Yeah, as far as I can tell, I'm thinking the French have become somewhat overextended, and as a result, yeah, I can exploit this. I'm tempted to take more units away from this front, but not too many. I'm gonna take 16 more away. I'm gonna move Blaskowitz over to the west in his entirety. While I wait to be able to deploy my big, strong tonks, I can see about getting some motorized artillery units out. So these are just budget, really budget shock troops that still do a serious amount of damage. Slightly on the expensive side in terms of IC, yes, but they just need to blast through using soft attack. That's really all I want these guys to do. All right, keep making my way south. I need to reach the Swiss border. How much longer until the war goal against Czechoslovakia goes away? April. If I can get them like surrounded-ish by April, maybe I can take care of the Czechs really easily if I can punch through Zaolzie there and southern Slovakia to avoid their... maybe. It's possible to take them out quickly. Wait, who's my enemy? Why is Japan my enemy? What? I don't need more enemies. That includes you, Bulgaria. That includes you, Boris. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not over yet. So far, this has been a very nice swing in my direction. This is going well. It's going well. We're holding. If I could retake Innsbruck there, I would starve them all of supply, but that's all right. So this portion of the lines also... Yes! Oh, baby, yes, 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 yes. Now just need to get the motorized, churning their way through the Alps is not the ideal territory for the motorized, but that gives me so much stuff back. We are back in business, baby. So, line is thin, but it's certainly still a viable position. Once the motorized finishes up on this side, I'm gonna bring them in back to north to retake more of Germany proper. It feels good to win this. Even if it's just a sideshow to the main event, to the main front line, it's good to win this. So that's a lot of French troops cleaned up there. I could make a cut with motorized through here towards Dortmund, Essen, and at the neutral borders of Belgium and the Netherlands. I can still invade them because I have the war goals. I could do that later. They're pushovers anyway. That would cut off that northern section. Convoy raid Wilhelmshaven so they can't reinforce. I have the strength to do it. Yes, it's all coming together now. So Bulgaria is going to join that war. It's going to start its own war in about 150-ish days. That's going to draw in the Italians and the Turks as well as the Greeks, which is going to suck. Not only because there's the massive border with Romania there. Romania who is steadily being pushed back. There's also the border with Italy to contend with. Oh, I don't want to deal with all this. Motorized, force a breach, force a breach, force a breach. Go. Dortmund, Essen, Köln, and the border. Go, 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 go. Drive! It's not the massive encirclement I had hoped for, but it's good enough. Attack, 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 attack. That's a couple more French divisions encircled. That's the port encircled. They won't be able to get a lot of supply out there. I'm raiding the hell out of that sea zone. Inch our way back into our own land. Turkey declared war on the French Commune. Ooh, baby, that means the Turkish faction is going to go to war with France. So Italy is also going to go to war with France. They'll come at us as well, but enemy of my enemy. Yes, the French are folding. They're folding. Ah, like a cheap suit. I can actually make it to the Maginot. Okay, am I... You're shitting me. No, Italy! Oh, I didn't even notice. When did they join this war? Italy! But on the bright side, that entire portion of the French front is also encircled. So we've created many hilariously large encirclements. Guderian and his motorized, you may drive onwards as you see fit. You know what? I'm going to drive one truck over to the border with Luxembourg just so I can quickly cap them and take their guns or something. Oh yes, Luxembourg's gone. I'll annex them. If I take Kielce or however you pronounce that, Kielce, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. They should capitulate, and that offers opportunity on that front. Yes, go on, capitulate. Ah! Poland's capitulated. Kill these units while they're stuck here, and then immediately redeploy to the front. Oh, the new front. The soon-to-be new front. Yes! The French have fallen as well. All right, that's just the Italian border. Boys, get over there. I use the motorized to clean up these pockets. Okay, so Germany is back on the menu. I'll eat the Low Countries next, I think, once the motorized is fully freed up. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's add a couple more infantry to fill out my armies. Once this is done, quickly declare war on the Belgians. Get in there, take their victory points. Sorry, has to be done, Belgium. And once Brussels falls, that should be Belgium out. Yeah, that was quick and dirty. Now we can start planning the fall of Italy next. I'm thinking maybe naval invasions. I can get my fleet in there relatively easily, but the Italian fleet is significantly larger. Let's just take everything from Belgium. Hurrah. Actually, the front with the Soviets is so thin. Do they even have troops? They got less troops than I do. I can attack. Let's also start spying on them so I can put some collaboration governments on them. I don't want to walk all all the way to the Urals. Oh, I just noticed this Trotskygrad. Leningrad, Trotskygrad, and Moscow. Let's also start an infantry offensive on the Soviets if they're that insistent on not defending themselves. Who am I to judge? Same deal with the Italians here. They're just... Everyone is stretched. Well, the Dutch have capitulated, so at least that's over. So yeah, we'll just take everything from the Dutch. So I'll knock out Italy, consolidate the region, and then throw everything I had against the Soviets. As is tradition, Italy has been cut in half. Now rush south with motorized, see if we can't force them to capitulate. Yeah, we're kicking the Soviet ass hard and fast. It's gonna be a pain though. I need to get collaboration governments on the Soviet Union, otherwise I have to drive way too far. And it's all possible thanks to these magnificent channel members. These are just a handful of our beloved channel members. I try to name divisions, or at least elite divisions, after these glorious people who help me to support this channel and enable me to do what I do, which is to dunk on the AI. Thank you again. Godspeed, you magnificent bastards. On to victory. So I figured out what's going on here with this absolute madness. Norway has a focus tree that they can demand things, and I think they've demanded claims on Denmark. And Denmark said yes. Denmark signed over literally everything except Iceland and Greenland, and as a result, Denmark no longer controls Denmark. However, Denmark still has an army and has used that to invade Sweden. Oh, this is so stupid. I love it. I'll just set up on Czechoslovakia next, surround them, and take their weak points with the armor and motorized. Speaking of, Clown Prince of Crime, congratulations, have been promoted to an armor commander. Oh, Leningrad's open, don't mind if I do. So, Italian Union should capitulate. I still need to take places like Zara. No, not Zara. Cagliari. Why are they that hard to capitulate? Is it because they got some sort of boost? Yeah, they got some sort of anti-capitulation boost somewhere. Anyway, while all that fun stuff's going on, I'm going to create some Rijkscommissariat, Nederlanden, and Belgium, North Frankrijk. The communist states of America are now our ally. Yay, we've made a friend. The world on non-historical is so absolutely weird. Alright, goodbye Czechoslovakia. Like I said, we gotta concentrate all of our strength on the weak tiles here. I'll launch a couple of pinning attacks on the flanks. If they want to attack us, that's fine. We're gonna try and punch through into the soft underbelly here. Let's get to Brno and Olomouc and all those other places. Make a hole and keep driving. And we're through the hard part. We're gonna get past the forts now. We do have total air superiority, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Keep driving forward towards Prague and the other victory points. Damn, some of these places still have like level 5 forts on them. Alright, all-out assaults. Oh, that's a lot of red bubbles. Perhaps that's even too many red bubbles. Yeah, they've been cut up into a dozen separate pieces. I think they'll fall when Bratislava falls. Maybe just a couple more smaller victory points could help. And they're gone. Hooray. I give Hungary what it wants, and I'll take everything else. Now we reposition the armor. I'm gonna push towards Istanbul, deal with the south of the Balkans. Everything else to the Soviet front. Oh, Bulgaria's not putting up much of a fight. Honestly, neither is Turkey, so if I can get across the strait here, I can probably take them out reasonably quickly. I would like to have more manpower, though, because, oh boy, am I suffering in the manpower department. Well, as far as the Soviets are concerned, it's a matter of time, really. It's just, you have to walk so very, very far to capitulate them. As for the Turks, I've managed to pretty much outmaneuver them on all fronts. Just gotta drive to the victory points, and this will be all a jover. So Soviets give me a peace deal, and Turkey will not, because I then have to invade Japan. Turkey has capitulated, and South... What? Spain has just declared war. Well, at least the Soviets have capitulated. That means I just have a border with Japan. Really, really far away now. Damn it. Well, at least we're gobbling up Spain quickly enough. Still need to take out Sweden. Shouldn't be too hard. I think Norway came in to help. Yeah, Norway. Well, help. Norway's involved at least. Should be able to take out Estonia as well. Might as well declare war on Lithuania. Hey, since we're here, right? Let's go to war with everyone. Just everyone. What was your brilliant plan here, Spain? How do you envision this going? What was your brilliant idea here? German, Spain, and the Spanish Directory. They're all boomers anyway. Oh, man. Oh, thank God. Sweden capitulated. That ended that war. All right, let's just get clean borders and call it a day. Horrible peace deal done. I've made Finland larger, and they apparently hate me for it. Cool, I guess. Now to deal with the Danes, who are somehow still my enemy and have encircled my army with their own peace deal. They took all of Sweden, like all of Sweden. All right, my fleet can give me naval superiority. Let's just see what we can do here. I just want this to be over with. Just storm the beaches here. Just go take a port. Hooray. Let's get my armor over there and end it. That ought to be it. Armor just thundering through there. Yeah, this is over. Oh, thank God it's over. It's all Jover now. Oh, I've made the world a terrible, terrible place. China is a land of many, many Chinas. Japan is also a land of many Chinas. Italy is now the Balkans. Congratulations. Greece at least got Greece back. The Turkish Empire somehow still in one piece. And boomers rule the world as things are in our timeline, I guess. Anyway, we've saved this disaster. This is actually quite enjoyable return. This is quite different from what I usually play. I had a lot of fun doing this after those horrible challenges I've suffered through the last month, 2 months. So hope you guys like this as well. Hope to see you in the next one. See ya.